Alright, fellas, if you're tired of being disrespected, manipulated, or feeling just like a bystander in your own marriage, it's time for you to make a change, and it starts with you. So, listen, here's the truth. Most men are the reason that their marriage is struggling, and it's not because of infidelity or financial stress. It's because, listen, we've stopped being leaders in our relationship. A good marriage isn't something you just have, it's something you build. And today, I'm going to give you 5 actionable ways to start improving your marriage right now. All right, let's define the problem. Most guys think their marriage will fall apart from some huge betrayal, like cheating or money issues, right? Wrong. The truth is, the day to day emotional neglect and lack of leadership from our side is what slowly kills the connection. So tell me if this sounds familiar. You come home, you barely say 2 words to your wife, you zone out on your TV, your phone, your video game, or maybe you feel like every conversation just turns into an argument or some type of fight. Well, here's why. That disconnection is a sign that you have stopped showing up. So I do have good news. You can fix this, but only if you're ready to take responsibility and step up as the man of your house. I'm going to share 5 controversial but effective tips that can help save your marriage. All right, tip number 1. Set boundaries and hold yourself accountable. Let's be real. If you're constantly saying yes to things that make you miserable or biting your tongue just to keep the peace, you're setting yourself up for failure. Weak boundaries lead to weak relationships. So let me give you an example. You may find yourself always agreeing to things you don't want to do, like attending some extra event, taking on some extra responsibilities, just to avoid conflict. Over time, that's going to build to resentment and lead to burnout. You have to take control. Ask yourself, what have you been tolerating that's killing your respect? Today, I want you to pick one thing, just one, that you need to address with your wife. I want you to say it calmly, but I want you also to stand your ground. All right, let's look at tip number 2. Communication. Communication is your job. I get it. After a long day, the last thing on your mind is to have a deep conversation about emotions. But here's the harsh reality. When we stop talking, the relationship starts to die. It's not her job to lead those conversations. It's yours. You need to lead those conversations and you need to lead that connection. You are the leader. And here's the thing. Many couples, they fall into the trap of letting a daily check-in slide. You can't let it slide. Because what's going to happen is it's going to create a situation where it's going to be growing emotional distance. So without regular communication, the problems start to build up, which leads to more frequent arguments and misunderstanding. So here's what I'll do. I would make it a habit to check in with my wife daily. Even if it's like, hey, how's your day? How's work? What's a small win you had today? These small actions show that you care, and trust me, they build up. All right, hold up. If this video is resonating with you, hit the like button and subscribe to the Husband Code. Also, leave me a comment down below if these tips are starting to help you. Back to the video. Tip number 3, you have to stop playing the victim and take freaking charge. Too many of us is playing the victim card in our own marriage. She don't respect it. It's not cool. It's not the vibe. She don't appreciate it. But here's the kicker. Respect is earned. So show up, lead, and get that respect. Listen, I get it, bro. Many of us feel that our wife don't appreciate our efforts. But ask yourself this. Are you showing up the same way and giving the same effort emotionally? Are you taking responsibility for certain areas in the relationship, such as household duties or decision making? And to touch on effort, you have to lead by example. Start being the man you promised to be, whether that's handling your responsibilities as a man or taking initiative in your relationship. You have to freaking lead. Tip number 4, showing appreciation without expecting it back in return. How often do you expect your wife to always show up and be supportive or understanding, but you're not showing up and giving her the same appreciation? A lot of you guys are quick to take but slow to give. So what I'm about to say may be controversial, but I would say this. Listen, man, if you're showing up to this relationship and you feel you're entitled to her love and care, that's on you. One thing about entitlement is that it's toxic in any relationship. And here's the thing. In many of you guys' marriages, you guys just fall into this routine and start taking each other for granted. A man may expect his wife just to manage the household or care for the kids without ever saying, hey, thank you, I appreciate you, I love that you do this and take care of our family. Those are the things she want to hear. And those are the things she appreciate. Don't assume she knows. Be specific and do it often. Listen, gratitude goes a long way with rebuilding a connection in your relationship. Tip number 5, you have to prioritize your intimacy, and it has to be a non-negotiable. Did you know that physical intimacy is one of the most crucial and critical aspects of a healthy marriage? And when it's neglected, the entire relationship can start to suffer. And let's be real, if your intimacy is on autopilot or worse, non-existence, you got some work to do. And listen, I get it. In many of you guys' relationships, intimacy can become routine or neglected due to busy schedules or stress. It can start to create a divide between you guys. Listen, couples often don't even realize how much this affects emotional connection. I do want to give one tip to help, because I understand, like, when you're trying to reconnect emotionally, the first thing you need to do is plan some time without distractions. No phones, no strings, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Just focus on each other. And trust me, when you're emotionally closed, the physical starts to follow. All right, before we leave, I want to recap the 5 tips we just spoke about. We spoke about setting boundaries, communicating daily with your wife, stop playing a freaking victim, appreciate your wife without expecting anything in return, and also prioritizing your intimacy. These 5 moves can help your marriage turn around. And listen, man, it's very easy to point the finger and blame our partners for what's going wrong. But it's on us to lead our relationships. You want more respect, love, and connection? It starts with you stepping up. Don't wait for her to fix things. Be the leader and be the change. Let me know down in the comments which one of these tips you're going to try first. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and don't miss my next video. It's a big one. We're going to get really personal. We're going to talk about tech in bed. Is your smartphone basically the third wheel? We'll dive into how technology may be killing your romance. Subscribe so you don't miss out. Talk to you later. The Husband Code, Boswell. Next time.